We are live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the live recording of What Are the Odds? And shout out to producer Jack Anglis for hosting us tonight. It's been a bit of a new attempt, rendition, at a live recording of the pod. How you feeling about it, Baz? You're looking very nervous.
I'm very nervous, especially getting my big mug on the camera. It's pretty funny to look at. Big bowling ball.
That's
Should
right.
have worn a hat like yourself.
That's right. Got to make sure that the reflective bond protector is on.
Oh,
But we live and we learn.
exactly right.
So first off the bat, apologies to our listeners for last week. We had some life admin issues. We didn't get the full podcast out. It is in the archives though, so go back to our SoundCloud or back to our website to check it out. Because Baz had some winners. Talk us through your winners, Baz.
I had a couple of decent results on the horses yet. So my best value bet, Lord Van Costa, ran second and got about $2.90 to place. I had a few other little winners there. If you'd have been on my Twitter, you would have got, and some other places got up as well at pretty good odds. So a decent weekend, and our footy forecast went pretty well. It was another 66%, 65% strike rate. So
Much better than bank interest.
exactly right. So you still finish in front.
Very true. And whilst our footy form was great, my athletics form was not. In fact, I had the Gordo curse on most of our athletics performers on the weekend, with both of them withdrawing with injury. So no action there, but you didn't lose any money on my featured bets last week, so that's always a little positive.
Exactly right.
So this week, we're dusting off the crystal ball again, the old blue snowball here, for a look forward to the EPL. EPL 2017-18 kicks off this weekend. And we're going to do our top six, our mover, and our team to get relegated.
Yep.
And then we'll also do a little shout out to our own personal teams that we follow.
Yep. I'm looking forward to that.
Awesome. So your top six, Baz, just go through 1 through to 6. I'll do my 1 through to 6, and then whatever we disagree on, we'll nut out.
Well, I think it's pretty clear. I'm probably being a bit soft, I suppose, but Manchester City obviously win it. I think their squad's pretty strong. They've gone out, got a few new players as well, and I think Jesus will be a great addition for them. Jesus, sorry, I'm not, I speak English. I struggle with English, mate, let alone any other language. I think Arsenal will be up there, Tottenham will be up there, so that's probably 2, 3 around there.
That's in your order?
Well, top 4, haven't really made an order. I've just got
Yes.
City on top, probably Chelsea around the mark as well. I'm hoping Everton, after a bit of a slow start while the squad still gels, makes top 6. And probably I see United and Liverpool probably finishing, rounding it out, but I think they could also go the other way. Mourinho does only have a history of it lasting 2 or 3 seasons at most clubs. This is his second now, so whether he has a good year or not, he could be the first manager sacked. They've signed a couple of decent players. Does Lukaku come off for them? But I really see like a few other teams surprising. Your Bournemouth, your Newcastle United, they could be anything. They've got the money, got a good manager who's been proven. Does Leicester City come back after? They don't have to worry about Champions League this year. They don't. No. All right. I'm just
throwing some options out there. Yeah, fair call.
And I think Huddersfield Town and Brighton might surprise a few as well. So, but I don't think they're going to finish, top 7, but I reckon that's the top 10, 12 teams there.
There you go. So I agree with you there. City's my favourite. It's everyone's favourite. The bookies favourite $2.70, which probably is too short for what is going to be a very complicated and hard to pick season. But their team is stacked. They've got players, like their 5th and 6th best strikers would get games in any of the other teams. Like, they've got talent to wazoo.
What money buys you, mate?
It's ridiculous. It's what stars buy you. You need to get a chieftain or a king or a star if you want to. And if anyone wants to come over and buy Melbourne City, get us another star or two. We'd love that.
Well, you already got Melbourne City.
Yeah, but more stars. Like,
okay,
it's only a specific star for Melbourne City as opposed to just the City group.
Okay.
Second place in line is United, based on the same theory for you, the Mourinho theory. Year 2 Mourinho is peak Mourinho. He's in his happy place. He's got his little swag in his press conferences. He's finding himself. He's feeling himself. He's ready to take him back to the promised land. And the 6th place finish last year was a bit of a misnomer because I think he went, I'm going to just focus on winning Europa so I get Champions League. and that way I keep everyone happy.
Yeah, and he's already had a few barbs at Chelsea.
Yeah, it's beginning. It's
Good.
beginning. Third for mine, Tottenham. Tottenham over the last 2 years have had the most points in the Premier League.
Yeah,
so the most consistent team across 2 seasons.
Yeah.
They'll be up there again, but I just don't think they have that. They've got really good manager, really good formation, some solid players, but like no big stars, no match winners, nothing. When they come up against the Cities, the Uniteds, it's going to be hard for them to take 3 points.
They lost Walker.
Big out. And they lost him to City, who's a title contender.
Yeah. And they haven't really replaced him, have they?
No.
And have they really signed anyone?
No, they've just pretty much their only ins or outs is Walker's gone, and that's it.
So pretty much like Liverpool. Liverpool haven't really.
Yeah.
I mean, they've Salah, and that's about it. Obviously, they got a few players back through injury. Probably like new signings.
Yeah.
And they could lose Coutinho, which
we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah,
so fourth place of mine, Chelsea. I think Chelsea get found out this year. Their 3-4-3 formation last year took everyone by surprise. But towards the end of the year, they kind of hang on. Like that, they already had the league won. So yeah, but now I think people are used to an overloaded midfield, used to people shooting out and rebounding out wide. So I think Chelsea they're going to be up there. They're going to get found out a little bit, and they've really had not much impact on the transfer market this year for a big club that does like to usually throw around some cash.
They've lost a couple of players, but they've brought in a French international, a German international. And
apparently the biggest flop for the year.
Yeah, I have him.
Your barrel hot take.
I have him as the biggest flop of the year.
Yeah, Mr. Morato. So shout out to that. You did play at Real Madrid, and apparently you're no good. So
he was only a second stringer at Real Madrid, mate.
Second string at the world's best club.
Doesn't matter. He's got to adapt to the English Premier League, and I don't think he will.
Fifth place of mine to make you feel nice and happy on the inside. Everton have $76 to win the league. Don't bet on that because they're not going to win the league. But for top 6, they're paying $3.40, which is good value because I think they are going to be I have them finishing 5th, well inside the top 6. And the most key indicator for performance in the Premier League is wages, like spend on wages. And Everton are matching the current Big 6 on wages.
Yeah.
So
we've had our own Czar come in.
Yeah. You're playing ball now.
Yep,
you're playing ball.
You've got
the Golden Suns come back home.
Yep.
That's not a big deal, really, but it makes everyone feel good.
Yeah. He'll be a good player, I reckon. He'll
do his job. He'll score his goals, and he's back home. He's feeling happy. And
Sandro might be in the Spanish squad as well. So
yeah. How do you cover Lukaku though?
I think you've seen we've gone out and signed 5 or 6 players who are all good assist players, all good goal scoring players. And I think more of a team effort to cover those goals and create more opportunities than just having one front man.
Yeah.
And I still think that obviously Barkley's got to play out, and Sigurdsson from Swansea comes in, or hopefully that gets done soon. There's still Giroud from Arsenal to get done. There's a few other rumours and murmurs going around as well. So who knows what might happen yet.
But yeah, a big year for the Toffees. $3.40 money for jam. 6th place, and a very lucky 6th place is the Gunners. The Gunners were going to do something. They were going to, and they didn't. And they just left Wenger there. And Wenger's still there. And he's been there, and they're going to finish outside the Champions League again. They're going to maybe win an FA Cup. They're going to do what Wenger always does, which is nothing. They're going to keep doing what they're doing, have excellent players, play good-looking football, and let it fall apart after Christmas.
Does Sanchez leave?
There's rumours of it, but at this stage, it's Twitter rumours as opposed to Guardian reports.
Okay.
So all still be up in the air. And so we live in Melbourne. Melbourne's probably one of the biggest Liverpool cities outside of Liverpool. And unfortunately, you guys are cooked. You guys are fully cooked. Coutinho, and this is more your Guardian reports as opposed to your Twitter rumours. Coutinho is out. He's going to go.
Did he do a video? I'm pretty sure I saw a video.
He's done a video. And you can blame Neymar for this because Neymar taking that massive check to PSG means that Barca's like, we're going to buy everyone. I'm going to pay overs for everyone.
Yeah.
Because we just got like massive overs for everyone else. And so Liverpool, you're done. You're not going to make the top 6. No more champions next year. And 2 major reasons. One being you're going to lose Coutinho. And when you lose Coutinho, that's a linchpin gone for the Gengen press, which is a highly physical, fast, really hard style of football to maintain over a whole season. And when you lose some of that quality and that fitness, it's going to be really hard for him to replace and really hard to teach other guys to come in and be that keystone player. So, yeah, another bet there would be for Liverpool to miss the 6. Currently paying $11 to get on that early because once Coutinho goes, they're going to shorten right up.
I think Liverpool have been a bit silly as well. They should have let him go earlier, so they had more than 3 weeks to
sort some stuff out.
Sort some players out because 100 mil or 150 mil, whatever he goes for, you get 3 or 4 pretty decent players for that. I'm sorry, Will, but he is going. You got no chance of keeping him. He's going, mate.
We'll go on to our big mover. Who's the team's going to surprise the comp?
Would Newcastle be a surprise?
Yeah, it would be. Only because they were relegated, they come back.
Yeah,
and most teams don't. Most teams just go straight back down.
Yeah.
And we're thinking Newcastle's going to finish in the top 10.
Yeah, I think them, West Ham, maybe Brighton or Huddersfield. I have a feeling that one of those 2 teams might actually surprise us this year as well. But I think, Newcastle, West Ham, and mine. It's probably a bit obvious again, not really sticking my neck out, but I think those 2 teams.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, same for mine. So obviously Everton getting into the big 6 is only a one spot move.
Yeah.
But it's a big move.
Yeah.
Whereas Newcastle going from winning the championship to finishing in the top 10, that's 11 spots.
Well, they've got Benitez and they've got some money. Mike actually does have money, whether he likes to spend it or not's another thing. And I hope that's not Will reacting angrily to us.
I think it definitely is. I think he's just throwing us under the bus there. But yeah, big ins for Newcastle, massive fan group. Games will be hard. They'll be hard to beat at home this year. They're going to love being back in the Premier League. And at $4 for the top 10, another money for Jam. So, Everton at $3.40, Newcastle at $4 to make the top 10. There's some good action here to start off your season. And who would be your 3 picks for relegation?
Watford.
Yep.
Swansea City, especially if they lose Sigurdsson, and I think they bought on last year as well. Off memory, I haven't really checked last year's table. Sorry about that. About 16, 17. Yeah, I think Crystal Palace might be in trouble as well.
Oh, very good. Now, Crystal Palace I had as an outsider to get relegated solely because the worst man in football, Allardyce, just left him in the lurch. He is seriously a bad human. But my 3 clubs for relegation are Burnley, Watford, and Brighton. I think, and it depends on whether or not Sigurdsson leaves Swansea. If Sigurdsson leaves Swansea, then they're in the same boat as Liverpool, and they're practically cooked. But until that happens, I reckon they've got enough talent there to get across the line. And your club, mate. We always talk a lot about Everton. Anything else you want to say before?
I'm just really excited for this season, which, trust me, I follow enough sporting teams to know that that's not a good thing because they generally break my heart. But I'm looking forward this year. I know I was speaking to a mate of mine, the Freak. Say, hey, mate. We are really looking forward to this year. But I think we'll start slowly just because we've got a lot of new players. Not a lot of them have played either before. Obviously, we had our Europa Cup tie to get to qualify. We did that successfully, probably not as well as we would have liked. But I think we'll probably start a bit slow and then definitely work into the season. And I'm really, really looking forward to this year. Yeah,
same with mine. 2 clubs. And there's a reason behind that. So firstly, I'm a massive Cherries fan. Bournemouth, I reckon, will be another top 10 finish, hopefully. $2.88, so good money there as well. And mid-table's where we're at. We're actually playing pretty good football. We play a great, aggressive. We want to be a more goal-scoring team, but that will come as we get more talent. We just signed on Nathan Ake for massive record fee. Defoe's coming across as well from Sunderland, so it's all like good signs. So mid-table's not outrageous, despite having some rocky patches last year. And the Aaron Moy Terriers. That's the only reason why I'm going to follow Huddersfield this year, because my boy Aaron Moy, a fellow bald, and we love our balds, and young balds too. He's not that old. He's too young to have no hair, but that's beside the point. Well, I'm too young too. Anyway, play on. But yeah, all Aussies will be about him. Can he do it twice? Some would say he carried the team to promotion last year, and that's probably true. And they haven't really done enough in the off-season to make a team that looks like they're going to stay in the premiership. But stranger things have happened. They're a gritty team. They play a Klopp-esque style of football, that Jurgen press, that really aggressive, hard-running, like blue-collar style footy. They're like the Western Bulldogs of Premier League. And that's going to be a good thing for us to watch, so long as you're not a hardcore fan dedicated on them winning a premiership. That won't happen now for 20-odd years. But Or unless they get a star.
Yeah.
So, shout outs to the Huddersfield
Bournemouth
stars.
have their sort of star as well, so that's they've come through.
But yeah, I don't think they get relegated, so don't waste your money on any Huddersfield Town relegation bets. And that's crystal ball for the EPL.
I think we'll look. You follow Essendon, mate. You follow Liverpool. It's okay. It's okay. They're both.
The lack of boardies in our line, and they all have quite good hair, including Klopp, don't they? So shout out to Will though and if you have any questions, as Will has done, hit us up in the comment section below.
I'm about to crack on Essendon in a minute, so you're that angry.
Yeah,
probably
a few more. Hit that hate button. Hit that hate button. So here we go. Football forecast, round 21. As you've said, we're in pretty decent form, hitting 66 per week, and they're not safe bets. We're not just saying, Sydney to beat Gold Coast. We're saying Sydney at the line. We're going over unders. We're getting complicated. We're getting in there with the stats. We're doing it all. So lead us off here. Friday night, very important game. Arguably the most important game of the round. Bulldogs, Giants. What happens here?
I might be jumping back on the bandwagon.
We are back on the doggy bandwagon.
Not the doggy bandwagon.
No. He's still on the Giant bandwagon. Okay.
If they play like they did last week, they beat doggies.
But do they?
They do. And I think not having Patton and Cameron all playing all together up there probably helped them out a bit, helped their forward pressure. They laid over 100 tackles, which is, for GWS, is unheard of. And I think Caniglio, I heard they called him was it the Orange Monsoon or something like that? Orange Wave or something.
Sounds like drinking your own bathwater after one game. But
yeah, probably. But, they get Toby Green back, whether Patton comes back in, Dawson Sims probably comes back for Mummy, or do you just play Loeb in the ruck, one out? Again, keeping that smaller sort of team. Who knows? I think the Dogs have a few injury woes as well with Easton Wood. JJ, didn't play last week. Robbie Murphy wasn't going to play because he was sore from the week before, travelling emergency, that whole thing that happened. And I don't know. I just think that, GWS win.
There you go. So I'm going the opposite side there. I got the Bulldogs to win. History shows that these two teams match up against each other quite well. The last two games have been decided by under a goal. But also, the Dogs are in great form. They're in amazing form, probably their best form of the year. They're on a 4-game winning streak. And yes, it's come against the sides in the lower half of the ladder, but you obviously can't pick and choose who you play against. And this year has shown that if you play a Carlton and you don't do very well, you're going to get beat.
Well, they dodged the bullet last week against Brisbane Doggies.
Yeah.
So that's not great form coming into this.
But just getting that win done. Whereas I think with Giants, like they beat a soft Melbourne, and we'll get to Melbourne in a moment because there's been a massive falling from grace there for the Demons. Giants traditionally haven't played, well, not traditionally, this year haven't played that well against high pressure teams. And if the Dogs can replicate their Etihad style high pressure game, this will be an unders game. And I reckon that falls into the
That's what I was going to ask you. It's 175.5. I've got, obviously, if the Giants played similar as the last week, there's going to be a lot of tackles. The Doggies are a generally high tackling team, except for when they played Essendon a couple of weeks ago and only racked up 38. I just think that, it could be unders 175, but it is at the Dome, which is, known for its high scoring. But, definitely unders. GWS to win between, 0 to 39, I reckon is a pretty good go as well. So, if they are the pretenders, GWS, and I ripped into them a few weeks back, if they don't win Friday night, then...
Yeah, and I'm not over the pretenders yet. The Orange Monsoon, or whatever you want to call yourselves... You're like a comic book character because you're not real. You're pretending. So, Dogs to mine and the unders. Although it is at Etihad, the unders is 10-2 for Dogs games. So the Dogs go unders everywhere.
Yeah,
they like the Tigers. So under and Dogs to mine, but we agree on the unders and 50-50 coin toss really for the head-to-head result. Saturday, from a game that matters a lot to a game that doesn't matter much at all. Sydney versus Fremantle at the SCG. The line is 50 points.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought that was a bit too high.
It's very high.
Yeah, it's probably not right. I mean, the Swans will want to win well, though. Given what's happened the last 2 weeks in the top 4, there's still a chance. If they win, so they need percentage. So they need to win well here, go to Adelaide and knock off Adelaide, and then hopefully win the last game of the year. And they could still finish top 4, which is unbelievable. One thing I did know is that for have obviously been struggling to score a bit lately. They only averaged 75 for the season. Since Sydney have started their 11-2 run, they've only conceded an average 67 points. So good luck to Fremantle kicking more than 10 goals on the weekend. And I just reckon the Tippett-Sinclair ruck combination works better than Naismith. And Naismith's been injured, so I reckon you carry him over another week. Same with Kennedy. Why risk him? You're going to beat Fremantle. If they don't beat Fremantle, then wow. I just think leave those players out. They win. The line's 171.5, probably up there. Do you take that on? I don't know. But I think the line is just go Fremantle with the line, especially if it's around 50 points. I mean, yes, they don't struggle to score, but, Sydney only score 110, 120 anyway. So, there's 50-odd points there. So, it's up to you, I suppose. I'm probably not a betting game, really.
Yeah, for mine, this is definitely a pass. Two things in my book. Sydney are horrible kicks for goal. And so
they kicked straight last week.
They kicked straight last week, but it doesn't seem to be. It did. But it doesn't seem to be pressure influence. So it's not like they play a hard pressure defensive team and kick wayward. It's just they kick wayward.
Yeah.
So
the first half was really high scoring, and then it just went shut down footy for the second half.
Yeah.
And that's why there was barely any goals scored in the third quarter. There was only a couple of goals scored late in the last, which kept our unders-overs alive. But, I think they still win. I'm seeing about 100 to 60-odd. That's 100 to 65-ish is the scoreline.
And that's about right for mine as well. And that fear, well, not that fear, but the knowledge they may rest players for the sake of their prolonging their season, getting better into the finals, means that you can't really bank on a 50-plus point win.
And Freo haven't been playing that.
They just don't get goals.
Yeah, they can't get goals. It's a problem. But they haven't been playing that bad at footy. I mean, they nearly beat Joe West a couple of weeks ago. It was a pretty ordinary game on the weekend against Gold Coast. But, yes, they can't score, and, they got done by West Coast as well. But they were actually in that game, they just couldn't kick a score. So, but anyway.
So a soft pass for us at the SCG. And now we go to Cardinia Park for one of the scariest games of the year if you're a Richmond fan. Geelong versus Richmond, Cardinia Park. The line is +6 to the Cats. The Cats aren't favourites at home. This is absurd. And the over-under is 158, which for my mind is spot on, but still some action there. Well, the under is obvious for me because when in doubt, Richmond go under.
It's 158.
It's 158.
It's pretty low.
But I reckon we still go under.
Oh, yeah. It was Rewalt. Is there any news on
I think
Rewalt?
he's going to take another week off. Due to eye-related injuries.
Hi, Ross. Thanks for following, mate, and good luck with that on the toilet. Sheriff Kelly, I hope, as well. Look, surely Richmond win this. With the injuries and suspensions to Geelong, or are they starting to drink their own bathwater a bit here?
Nah, we win this, and what are the outs? Hawkins out, Duncan out,
Selwood out, and
Selwood the second, Proppy, and Dangerfield coming back from week off.
Come back in. Then they're going to bring your Mendels, your Motlops. So we're starting to get to that 4 changes in the game rule.
We get into the 4 overchange threshold, and also the fact that Geelong are now one of the worst effective percentage ratings for inside 50s. And take away a target like Hawkins, even if he doesn't really kick that many goals for you, he gives you a nice structure to your forward line, like we've seen without Cameron and GWS.
Yep.
And so without that, it's going to be really hard for them to convert their opportunities going forward, and they're not going to get that many opportunities, I don't think, with such a decimated midfield as well. So I think Richmond win this as much as it was weird last week being at the MCG and being like, we're going to beat Hawthorn, and I don't feel scared. And I don't feel scared coming into this one. So it's scary. We might finish top 4.
Yes, Will. Yes. This is coming from me, and it's not good for my soul, but I'm tipping Richmond 2 weeks in a row to win.
It's good for your tips, though, mate.
Oh, it is. And I've got them covering the line of 7.5. And I reckon it'll be a 20 to 39 point margin. And I can't believe that I'm tipping Richmond 2 weeks in a row against Geelong. I think the last time I was 2 in a row at Skill was in 2006. Which I think is about the last time you guys actually beat them as well.
Yeah.
So, and Motlop needs to come back in, Jangles, because
you've got no one else to
replace. I've seen a few of your kids play last week, and he's got them covered.
As you said, it's going to be great. This year's been great for Hoodoos, and one more Hoodoo to be broken. Geelong have won 12 straight against Richmond, and 9-10 of the last 20. And hopefully this will be the start of a 12 straight winning streak for Richmond.
Because Richmond have been no good.
Yeah, we've been terrible. But we'll win that and we'll cover it. It'd be great. So off to the Gabatoir for a game that literally means nothing. It means less than nothing.
It's a shit game.
It doesn't, like, they've already sacked their coach. It doesn't matter. Chris Fagan's already a year in. He knows his team's no good. Gold Coast get what they want. We're going to talk about them later tonight. What do we see anything here?
Oh, is Abbott playing? Is he going to go in the car down an hour to?
Will he travel that far? No one knows.
Tom Lynch, was it? Not Tom Lynch. Yeah, Tom Lynch.
Yeah.
Sorry, gone a bit iffy there. He's out.
Yeah.
So, and they've obviously got a long enough injury list, as we all know.
Yeah.
Surely Brisbane. Surely at home, they just beat Gold Coast because they've been horrible. And we spoke a couple of weeks ago about how Lynch came out and said, I'm sick of losing. Well, guess what? It hasn't changed, mate.
Yeah, you've still been losing, so get sicker of it or something. Maybe just change clubs. Like, that's probably the easy way out.
Come to Collingwood, mate. We'll have you. Just on Zorko. So I saw this the other week and I didn't bring it up. And then I saw another stat on the weekend. So Zorko has had more 20-plus possession games with 2 goals than any other player in the AFL.
Wow.
And he's had 11 of those. Danger is second with 10. Tom Lynch and Dusty both have 7. That's Tom Lynch from Adelaide. And he's the only player in AFL history, along with Dangerfield, to have 30 disposals, 10 tackles, and 4 goals in a game. Now, he is an absolute gun. And
he's a jet.
He is a jet, and he doesn't get... A few people have said this throughout the year. He doesn't get enough credit down here that he should get. And, yeah, he is a jet. So, Dane Zorko...
Shout-outs.
Yeah, most posies, probably most goals.
Most points.
Brisbane win, and I don't think they'll clear the 195.5 overs and unders either. But I think Brisbane win pretty comfortably. Yeah,
definitely from mine as well. I reckon you're right as well there with the total and also the cover. Neither really get up at the Gabba as much as we had that diabolical game between Brisbane and Carlton that cost us all sweet cashola. Brisbane don't usually cover the G. It's only been 4 of their last 15, less when they're favourites.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It'll be high score.
Just a win.
I just don't think Gold Coast can score.
No.
They're really struggling lately to, kick more than 10 or 11 goals. So Brisbane have had no problems with that, and I just think they win. So good luck.
Easy peasy. Now, I've been ranting and raving the last couple of weeks about how the bookies haven't been watching football. So obviously the bookies in SA haven't been watching football because Crows have just decimated Port Adelaide last week.
Yep.
An embarrassing game for the Port Adelaide.
Yep.
Essendon have been all right, but they haven't been great, have they?
No. And
so our first of our Saturday night games, Essendon versus Adelaide. Adelaide, the number 1 position Adelaide, the premiership favourites, the highest offensive team in the comp,
yep,
versus Essendon, a side gonna maybe if make the 8.
Yeah.
The line is 17 points.
Yeah.
3 goals.
I saw that as well.
There's 3 goals difference between Adelaide and Essendon.
Yeah. And yeah, I looked at this and I went back through Essendon. And they've actually got up for these games this year. So they beat Port.
Yeah.
And we know Port
are pretenders.
I know. They beat the Saints. They've gotten up for a few other games.
Saints,
so they've gotten up for games where the opposition's been built up. So the Saints have built up.
They smashed the Tigers.
They smashed the Tigers. So there's something saying they might, get up for this with Joe Watson retiring, but I don't see that happening. So I also had a look at Adelaide's losses this year and draws. So the 3 of their losses, the tackle count from the opposition has been really high. So Geelong, Melbourne and North have had 80, 90 plus tackles.
Unfortunately, Essendon are spaghetti arms.
Yes, they're one of the worst in the comp. So, and even against the Hawks, they played that cluster style game and they still had 80 odd tackles as well. So obviously you need to play high pressure football to affect Adelaide. And yeah, Essendon don't bring that. They don't tackle like that. They don't have the high pressure. They go head to head. They're a poor man's Adelaide with their scoring. They go shoot out and they'll just get pumped.
Now, as an aside there, you just mentioned there that the teams to beat Adelaide are high pressure cluster type teams like Sydney and Richmond.
Yes.
So we had a little discussion, as a little aside here, we had a little discussion this week about how defensive teams don't win grand finals. But you've also just said now that the key to beating Adelaide, the best defensive team in the comp and the premiership favourite, is to play like Richmond and Sydney do.
No, I didn't say that defensive teams don't win it.
You said they that's what. Yeah, you did. You said they don't win it.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought I supplied a stat saying that
they don't win
it. The most defensive teams don't win it. It's generally the most defensive team wins it, except for when they're both. And if you look at Adelaide's defence, they're actually been pretty good. They're ranked in the top 5.
Yeah, well, they're always scoring goals. So there's not enough time to score.
Exactly.
But anyway, just a little shout there to Richmond's paying $9 for the premiership, and that could be good.
Yeah, but they're not scoring enough as Sydney are scoring enough.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The defensive team don't win it because they don't score enough. But if you look at the other defensive teams like Sydney, they score as well. So, therefore...
It could be Sydney as well.
Yeah, okay, we're not having this now.
We can't. We almost have to say that Richmond's a good bet for the premiership. We almost have to say
That's never going to happen.
We almost have to say
never going to happen.
But going back, straightening back up here now to Essendon versus Adelaide. Adelaide also have the Moz on Essendon as well. They've won the last 3, 9 of the last 12. They love going into state. They love kicking goals into state as well. So 2/3 of their games go over the total points total.
Which is 201.5.
And that Etihad, that's actually not a bad shout.
Well, I didn't want to touch that. I thought Adelaide online, Adelaide to win, but I saw one. They're both very quick starters. Is a bit exotic here, but a goal to be kicked in the first minute.
Oh, there you go.
It's $5.50.
There you go. That's not bad for a laugh.
So, chuck a cheeky little 10, 20 on that, and you'll be right.
Yeah. But the obvious bets there are Adelaide to cover the line.
I hope he's not talking about the Richmond stuff with Mark Robertson, like me backtracking a bit.
I think he might have been. But Adelaide to cover the line there at plus 16. 3 goals won't be enough to keep the premiership favourites out. And then from a game that didn't mean that much to a game that means even less, the ultimate pretenders, West Coast, are taking on the kids that don't travel well, the Blues. The line is minus 33.5. The under over 156. 156 at Domain is very low.
I'm coughing a bit of shit in here.
That's right, yeah.
Everywhere I go, I cop shit. Oh well. Well, it does mean a bit because West Coast with Essendon losing, Doggies losing, they go back into the 8, and it means that our finals watching could be a bit more ordinary because West Coast are average. But Carlton were back last week. We've been marking them the last few weeks, so they definitely brought that game style back against Essendon. But you can tell they're out in their feet as well. I don't know if you've seen the goal line footage of the Tipper goal, but I think it was Matty Wright. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was Matty Wright. It was with him. Tipper, he kind of let Tipper go a bit while the ball was still 50-50. Now, it could have gone either way, but Essendon won the footy, and then Tipper was off, and Matty Wright couldn't keep up with him. Didn't even really try, and Tipper ran into an open goal. So I think that Carlton are pretty cooked, and they've got to travel over there. But from the last 7 games, 5 of them have been decided by less than 10 points. So they generally match up pretty well. And
they're a rough and tumble tough team, and they're well coached by Bolton. It is one of the hardest journeys to go west, though. And so the number one there is the Blues have only covered 2 of their last 8 interstate games overall.
Yeah, so I think the line was pretty ridiculous.
33.5.
Yeah.
For a Blues gun, that's pretty big, but...
Yeah, I just like the under 58, 158 unders overs. I think that'll get covered.
Yeah.
I think West Coast like scoring a bit at home. I don't think Carlton will travel that well, and I think it could be a bit of a blowout.
Yeah, and even if West Coast kick 120, that means the Blues have to kick 30 points.
Yeah.
They'll do that. So
that'll also be like the Brisbane game where Carlton do try and be offensive and try for the first time this year kick 100 points, which won't happen. But unless the weather's shocking, I think that gets covered, and West Coast have a pretty comfortable win, and unfortunately go back into the 8. Which
is not great for us, but good for your pockets if it comes off. So then on to Sunday, very important game at the MCG. We have if we'd organised this earlier, I'd get our producer Jangles over here to sound the alarm, because sound the alarm, it's a pretender alert. The Demons, the Melbourne Demons have their own demons up here in their head. They're pretenders. They're done. They're cooked. And a couple of weeks back, this idiot over here said they were going to win or make the grand final. Baz, comments on your team.
I'm not jumping off them yet.
You got to jump off, mate.
No,
jump off if you're going to drown. Jump off if you're going to drown, mate.
I've got one hand on Adelaide, one hand on Sydney.
Yeah.
And my feet are still dragging along with Melbourne.
Well, you got to get off soon, mate, because you're going to drown.
No, they'll get back to their winning ways. St Kilda haven't played at the G yet this year.
No.
No. And they've been, as you said last week, they've been struggling to win away from home. Eddie had.
Yeah.
So
it's a big trip across the CBD.
Adelaide, Melbourne grand final, exactly, mate. I think Melbourne win this and they cover the line, and they probably. I think there's meant to be a bit of rain and wind, and it's 174 at the moment, 0.5 unders. I think Melbourne win by 5-6 goals. And I'm sticking with them. And if they don't win this week, then maybe I will jump off because they won't make the 8.
Yeah. No, they're done for mine. They're absolute pretenders. They don't like being favourites either. So Melbourne are 6-15 against the spread as a favourite at the MCG, which is almost Collingwood-like numbers. They don't like being front runners. They don't like the pressure. And St Kilda are starting their re-roll retirement tour. It's going to be like fun. They're going to be sold out crowds, people coming, getting on that Saints bandwagon. I think it does for the Saints because they need something to cheer about. They've had one premiership in 50-odd years.
That's not their fault they're ordering.
No, it's not our fault at all. But, they've had this is their moment to cheer because not going to win a grand final. No. So this is when they get up for it.
No, but this will knock them out of the 8, knock them out of the finals. Melbourne get up.
Yeah, well, mine is the Saints.
Come on, D. Stop letting me down.
Saints at $2.25 is one of the better bets of the round for my liking, and we'll brag about it next week. Now we're going across to back to Tassie. We've been to Tassie a lot this year. Even when we're not in Tassie, we're still in Tassie.
Yeah, well, North Hobart play down there. So,
yeah, they do. So it's,
And the other Tassie team, Hawthorn, although they're not playing down at Tassie as much now because North Hobart is starting to take over.
Yeah. So Hawthorn versus North Melbourne at Launceston. The line here, in Hawthorn's favour, is 29 points. 5 goals to Hawthorn.
Yeah. I don't want to touch that line because you don't know what the weather's going to be. You don't know how windy it's going to be. You get those winds down there. It's terrible because there's no stadiums and stuff. Oh, no stadiums.
No stands.
No stands.
There's no stands at North Hobart.
Yeah, I know.
Great place for footy.
To stop the winds. Hawthorn get Hodge back, so you think that. I don't think they get better. I said to you today, does North win this game because it's in Tassie and they were okay. It was a pretty ordinary game last week. Hawthorn were pretty ordinary against Richmond.
They were very ordinary.
But they get Hodge back, and does North there's a doubt over whether Brown plays.
He's good though. I think he hasn't obviously team hasn't come out yet, but people were saying he was actually pretty.
Surely Zeeble just stays forward. Like he's probably in. I think he's a.
Get ready for this, Woodhouse. This is going to be another one of those Robbo backflips because a couple of weeks ago...
No, I'm about to say he's an overrated player by the media. He's a good player, but he's overrated by the media.
Yeah.
Captain Courageous and all that stuff they call him. He's a hard nut, struggles to keep the footy in field of play. Good on him, but he's just another version of a Swallow, really. But he's got the capacity to go forward and kick goals and be pretty handy up forward. So playing where he's played as a junior as a forward, you're struggling to kick goals unless Brown plays down there, and if he's injured or he's not going to play the two of them down forward. It's pretty you got enough young kids. You're not going anywhere. Scott's obviously going to probably end up at Gold Coast, but you got young kids playing in the midfield, and then just let those two kick your goals, and they might beat Hawthorn.
Yeah, I reckon they cover at the very worst.
Oh, the line is ridiculous. Don't get me wrong, but because Hawthorn don't smash anyone.
No, not anymore.
No, it's a pretty close, tight sort of game. And even the 150, I think it was 150s, 160s for the unders overs. I'll probably go under. We saw the other week with Melbourne North, it's pretty hard to score down there, especially if it's windy. It'll be a close game. Flip of the coin, but North are $4 or something?
Yeah.
So maybe have a little dabble at North. I might tip North just because I need to make up a few tips to win it this year. So, but yeah, it's a who cares game really as well.
It is. They both can't make finals anymore, so yeah, not a lot to lose on either half. But I think North are mine to cover at the very least, and yeah, at $4, why not have a little cheeky dab at the Norths? Another game that's going to be very hard to pick: Port Adelaide versus Collingwood at Adelaide Oval. I'm going to say something outrageous here, Baz.
Yep, here we go. It's really good.
I'm tipping Collingwood.
You're stupid. I'm a Collingwood fan. I love them, but they're not winning this.
You know, reckon?
So, in 2017, Port, so when they've played a team at the time of the match in the 8, are 1-7 with a percentage of 80. When they play a team outside the 8, they're 9-1 with a percentage of 170.8.
Yes, and whilst
Guess where Collingwood are?
unless Collingwood are outside the 8, we all realise this. But you guys travel extremely well.
Yep.
You've had a record of beating teams that you shouldn't, on ladder position,
Yep.
especially when you travel interstate.
Yep.
You did it to Sydney this year.
Yep.
Like, it's all set up there. And you guys aren't playing that bad. You just find really good ways to lose games you shouldn't lose.
Yeah, I know I'm not playing that bad, but they beat us pretty easily down here. They've had the media on them all week, so they're, back against the wall sort of stuff.
Yeah.
They played horrible last week.
They did. They didn't.
I just have this feeling that they come out and just absolutely put us away. We're missing Grundy, which means Mason Cox has to ruck for us.
Yeah.
Hopefully we drop Blair and, get old mate Kirby in or Dacos or Brown, play some more kids. But I think, I just don't see us winning at all. And I don't know what the line is or anything. I didn't even look at it.
No, fair call. So the line there is 21 points, so just under 4 goals. The over-under is 180.
Yeah.
So some interesting, just pure betting stats. Collingwood are 3-0 under at Adelaide Oval.
Yep.
Again, so that works in your favour. That trend continues against Port, keeping them to a low-scoring game. Collingwood are 19-8 against the spread as an outsider of 2 or more goals.
Yep.
So when you guys are the ultimate backs against the wall team. Like, no one's expecting you to win this, and you get up for these games. You are 11-1 against the spread as an interstate outsider of more than 2 goals.
Yep.
So you cover here. This is what Collingwood does. They go interstate. There's no rabid fans. There's no they don't want the press. You get away from it. You have a nice 3-day little tour, little trip. Bucks tells some stories about the good old days of all those losing grand finals, and you at least cover here. And for my bet, it'd be Collingwood to cover and unders, same game multi.
What's the unders overs?
180.
Yeah. Well, apparently the Hoff is going to get up and have a big one. The best utility of all time, apparently. I don't think he's that good, but you'll probably stitch us up now. I've said that on the weekend. But
shout outs to the Hoff.
Who's the pair? Calm the pair, is that the Hoff?
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
Who is the pair?
Woody's lost it.
Yeah, I think
Woody's absolutely lost it.
A few beverages.
But thanks for tuning in, Woody. And so that brings us to the end of our footy forecast. We should give a little goggle box action there, I reckon, if you're going to be watching the Port Collingwood game, because you might be losing your shit.
Oh, pair power. Okay, I get it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, power.
Yeah. Sorry, mate.
No worries.
I'll probably watch it, but I'll be watching it in my own little environment, so the remote and stuff like that doesn't go too far and I don't hurt anyone else in the vicinity. No,
fair call. So on to our favourite part of the pod, the pod we make you, our valuable listeners and watchers today, some cash our feature bets for the weekend. My feature bets, I've got exclusively football of 2 codes.
Yep.
But I presume you're going to take us trackside because that's where you make your cash.
Yeah, look, I think the best bet of the weekend is GWS.
Yeah.
I think they're $1.73.
Yeah.
I think they win. But I have got a couple for the track, and it comes at Flemington. Raced there last week. I had some good wins there last week. So hopefully we follow this up. Race 2, we backed it a few weeks ago and it ran pretty ordinary, but I think it was a second up Blues. It's got a bit further distance this time. It's up to 2,500. It's a worse field by far. I think there's a rated 58 or 60 in there, which is just disgusting that they're allowing this horse to race on a Saturday. But I think Kilimanjaro, race 2, number 2, definitely wins. Like the other week, I said Masters Effort was the only danger. I think that definitely runs second. They'll be a Cronulla horse, so get on those, and that'll be a good bet as well. And you probably pick up, you'll get around $3 for Kilimanjaro. The Cronulla will probably pay about $4 or $5, and then it's nice and early. It's done by 1 o'clock, and you've got your money for the rest of the afternoon.
Lovely. And any other bets for the weekend?
The Thug is racing again.
The Thug, up the Thug. Regular listeners will know we love the Thug.
It's coming, we love the Thug. And again, so Yogi won last week at Flemington. This horse has been running second and third to that, and fourth, and running pretty closely to it. And as we've been following it, it keeps getting scratched. But this week I hope it runs. It's in a pretty winnable race. It's at $11, good value. the 1 and the 2 are probably the main dangers, so watch out for them. But the thugs up there. Also, we're going back to rough justice as well.
Ooh.
So it's 13s at the moment.
It's a week of flip-flops for Baz.
No, we followed it successfully early. We jumped off.
And then you jumped off?
Jumped off because, as I said, it didn't like 1,200. It's going back to 1,000 up the straight. Drops back in class to a benchmark 90. It's not a listed or stakes race. Drops back in class, drops back to the 1,000. Still has to carry a bit of weight. Does get an apprentice, so it drops 2 kilos against a field again. It should do all right. Rocket Tommy and Gun Case, probably the 2 main dangers. Maybe Search Squad down the bottom for a bit of rough value, but rough justice. It's a good horse. It's reliable and should be each way value as well.
Ripper. So for my featured bets, just to reiterate, my best bets for this week are also my EPL bets for the season. So Everton to finish top 6, $3.40. Get on that. Get on it now before they win their first game this weekend. And Huddersfield Town, the Aramoy Terriers, to avoid relegation at $2.30. Get on that as well, because Moyes will be ripping up the assists, ripping up the goals, and saving them and keeping them in the Premier League, and then going to go find themselves a start. So do that. Then onto the footy, my value bet is what I call the Safe Underdog Sunday. So it's a 3-leg multi. St Kilda to cover their 7.5. Port Adelaide to cover their 29. And Collingwood to cover their 19.
Port Adelaide to cover the 29?
No, St Kilda, North, and Collingwood.
Yep. Sorry. I thought you said Port Adelaide.
Yeah, if I did, I didn't mean to. Collingwood to cover their line as well. That gives you $7.07. My multi of the week is my Extreme Underdog Sunday. That's St Kilda, North Melbourne and Collingwood to win. That gets you $30.52. That's value. Get on that, because it's going to happen. There's a chance that it could happen. So stake it out right. The cover will make it is your insurance. That's your extra cream on top. And then my shout the bar bet is for me to get 9 this week. Get 9 AFL tips. That's Bulldogs, Sydney, Richmond, Brisbane, Adelaide, West Coast, St Kilda, North Melbourne, Collingwood. That's paying $310.77. Hence why it's my shout the bar bet. Will it happen? Maybe.
No.
Baz says no.
No.
But if it does happen, however, if I've got 8 and Collingwood, and I'm going to cash out when it comes to the Collingwood game, just let you know, cash out on Collingwood, because the rest are pretty close. And your shout the bar bet for the week to round us off, Baz.
This one is rough as they come.
Yep. What's his rating?
Oh, it's better than... Sorry,
it's not a 56er.
I just actually looked at ratings. They're actually 45, 47, 59. So in that race 2 at Flemington, if the top 4 don't... Not 1, 2, 3, 4 don't run top 4 according to their ratings and what's below them, then they should start racing at the picnics. Anyway, Doomben, race 5, number 13, Courageous Rock. It's come from Barry 19, and it likes to lead and be at the front, but it's something stupid like $70, and I just think it leads. It's a sneaky chance of hanging on. It wasn't too bad the other week, but the Barry 9 does worry me because you have to use up some petrol tickets early to get across and get to the front. Could get stuck 3 wide, which then you might as well scrape to get and throw it away. But it's $70, $2 here and there each way. You'll probably get $20 a place. It's my shout the bar bet.
There we go. That brings us in to what are the odds for the week. Shout outs again to Jangle, our producer. Shout outs to Facebook. Shout out to all of our tuner-ins and listeners.
Yes, Jack, we will.
And well, no, Jack, we won't. No, Jack, we definitely will not be shouting the bar preemptively unless they obviously take a credit card or EFTPOS, which they might. Who knows? Anyway, that's it for us. Tune in a couple of minutes' time when we do a little bit of a wrap-up of Gold Coast season and the sacking of Rodney Eade.
Cheers.
Peace.
Go Pies.
Go you Tigers.